Wow. What a moment. I got to live up to that hype, though. I'm going to bring the flames, I promise you. I am truly humbled by this honor. So thankful to have my beautiful wife, Jen, my family, two of my four kids, and some of our closest friends here. I want to thank Rennie and the nomination crew. Like I said, this is just such a special moment, but I got to be candid, right? I understand there's a spectrum here when we're talking about a Hall of Fame. We've got guys at one end. We got Earl the Pearl Monroe. We're talking about Black Jesus, right? We got guys like John Starks. We got Calvin Murphy at one end of the spectrum. And I understand where I'm at. I'm a skin in my teeth kind of guy, right? I'm in at the other end of the spectrum. And, I'm just so thankful to be here. Calvin Murphy got to be thinking, who the hell is Darren Jahnel, right? and Calvin, I got a chance to get a photo with Calvin, and it's an honor to meet him. And it was great seeing him play in the NBA. But I played against some great players too. And so let me break it down for you, Calvin. Let me take you back to the summer of 1993, right? I'm at five-star basketball camp, and I had a showdown against Stephon Marbury. I thought it was a showdown. I don't know if he was looking at it as a showdown, but he was the number one player in the country that year. And if you ever been to five-star, the starters play second and fourth quarter, so you only play half the game. And Steph was averaging 21 a game in just half a game, right? And so I gave it my all. I played my heart out. And I'm happy to say I held him to 13 points above his average. I also went head up with Victor Page from Georgetown. You guys remember that high flyer? I held him to 11 dunks. And then there was a time in AAU I went against BABC. And if you guys know that AAU powerhouse out in Boston, we go out there. We're going to match up. There's only one other white dude on the court. I'm like, I got this guy, right? Problem is that guy was Chris Herron. And we go back and forth, and it was a battle. And we combined for 50 points. I had 8 of those. But jokes aside, this is a special day for me. I love the game of basketball. I have such a passion for this game. And that passion comes from my family. I come from a sports family. My grandfather on my mom's side played for Syracuse basketball back in the 20s. So I grew up watching Syracuse. Howard Trish is in the building. I saw that. I grew up watching this guy. It's amazing that somehow I'm on the same level as him now. It's very funny. But it's in the backyard. We had a little paved backyard court. And it's back there that my father and my brother helped me develop my competitive spirit. Now, my older brother was a savage. My dad was a great athlete back in his day. And these guys never let me win, ever, right? They would beat me down on a daily basis. We played thousands of games back there. And I got to say, I probably only have a handful of wins. So when I told my dad, I said, Dad, I'm getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. He said, Hall of Fame? You're not even the best in your family. He said, you'd be lucky to start at the family reunion. He goes, if Rennie LaRue gets a load of my record against you, I got to be expecting a call to get into this Hall of Fame any day now. I was lucky enough to play for some great coaches over the years. In high school, I played for Mike Parks and Ron Ozinski, a fellow Hall of Famer. In college, I got to play for the legendary Doc Sowers at University at Albany and Coach James Jones. And I want to give a special shout out to somebody who's here tonight, a true basketball mentor, Andy Goodemote. He was the one who helped me I was a slasher in high school, and he helped me develop a three-point shot and become a three-point shooter. So props to my man Goody. I love that guy, and I'll be forever grateful. Also, I got to play with great players. In high school, I got to play with Corey Ozinski, another fellow Hall of Famer. At UAlbany, I got to play with Andre Duncan, Tom McGoldrick, Todd Setner, who's here in the building. But my all-time favorite teammate was my brother. Sorry about that. My sophomore year, I got pulled up to varsity, and I got to play on the same team as my brother. And my brother was the best player in Section 2 that year, and he was a double-double machine. Every night, boxing one, he was getting 20 and 10, 25 and 10. He had 5 30-20 games, and that was probably the most special time of my basketball career, playing with my brother. Sorry about the emotion, but man, I love that. I had so many other amazing moments, right? Let me share a couple. I could go on for 20 minutes, but I don't want to get a whistle. I got a tight 7 here, so don't worry about it. We won a league title in high school over Watervliet. And, I got to say, I still got a little bit of hate in my heart for Vliet. If anybody went against those guys, maybe you know what I'm saying. Todd, I'm sorry to do it to you, but in sectionals, we won at the buzzer over Amsterdam against my good friend Todd Setner. My freshman year at UAlbany, when I had my breakout game in the NCAA tournament. But my all-time favorite moment, right? This is one I relive only on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. I'm down at Washington Park in Albany, right? Park is packed. I'm the only white dude in the building. This diesel guy is coming down. His name is Nafi. And I stripped him at half court, come down. I was not a high flyer, but I could dunk if the moons were lined right? And this was one of those days the sun was shining. I stripped him, went down, and absolutely baptized this dude. Dunked on his head. They stopped the game. People were running all over. It was one of the greatest moments of my life. I wish I could relive that moment every day, right? You wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, you teleport to Washington Park, you dunk on Nafi, and you pop back in the shower. And even after my official playing career was over, I continued to play in men's leagues and hoop it up, 3-on-3. My brother and I played in a ton of tournaments down in New York City. Absolutely love that. I always played on stacked teams. I got more rings than Bill Russell, I'll tell you that, when it comes to men's league. But even after my playing career was over, my love for the game and my relationship with the game didn't end. I got the opportunity to coach my sons in high school at McKeel Christian Academy under Chad Bowman. I saw my oldest son win a state title. Oh, that state title that we wanted. He got it, and it was almost sweeter when it was, as a father. And then my second oldest son, they won 2 sectional titles, and I got to be an assistant coach. And in some ways, those coaching days were even more rewarding than my playing days. I consider myself lucky to be a part of so many special teams over the years, because I believe when a person's part of a special team, it's when they're at their best. When you're going to war with these guys that you're in the trenches with and you're playing a role, that's when people are truly at their best. And once you get a taste of that, you never want to let go of that. And so my brother and I run a software company now, as Roger mentioned, and we try to bring that same culture into our company. And I think we've done a good job at that. And it's just something that I pulled from all of these years of basketball. And so as I bring this to a close, I just want to be remembered as someone who gave their all to this game. I love the game of basketball. And it's easy for me to question whether I even belong in this Hall of Fame or not. But one thing I can tell you is I have a Hall of Fame love and passion for this game. I have a Hall of Fame work ethic. And it didn't hurt that I could shoot the lights out. And although I never realized my dream of playing in the NBA, I feel so grateful for the time that I had playing basketball. I feel like I squeezed every ounce of talent out of the gifts that God gave me, and I was able to become the best player that I ever could be. And I realized all of my potential. And as a guy who got in this Hall of Fame by the skin of his teeth, I got to keep my time short and save it for the true Hall of Famers. That's it. I'm done. Thank you. We got a request for one Doc Sauer story. All right. Well, so Doc, somebody else mentioned this before about making too many rules, right? Doc Sauers, he taught me this, and my brother and I use this in our company all the time. He said, somebody said this exact quote already tonight. You got to be careful what rules you make, because then you're going to have to enforce them. And we say at Jahnel Group, that's our software company, all the time, we got 2 sets of rules. We got a set of rules for the regular people and for the superstars. And I learned that from Doc Sauers. Thank you.